All right, welcome to the Module 1 bonus session on pricing support. You're about to see me coach one of my clients, Una, who's an absolutely very skilled and incredible healer. And you'll hear how Una was having a difficult time determining how much to charge. And she also wanted support regarding what to actually do in her workshops that would set her up for making an offer for her healing services. Just take this opportunity to watch as Una takes the stage and becomes more and more her authentic self the longer she's on stage. And she begins to really trust her healing gifts and begins really sharing her talents freely with the audience. And for any of you who have coaching, mentorship, or healing gifts, I think you're going to find this very helpful. As you watch this section, I invite you to ask yourself, how can you serve people one-on-one and do private coaching in front of the room in a way that actually includes the entire audience rather than excluding them, right? Notice where and how I coach Una to tie back her individual coaching that she decides to do with one woman in front, again, so that she's tying it back, which means that she strategically includes the participants in the conversation and brings them along as an essential part of the healing journey that she's creating. Take notes on the questions that I have Una ask to keep the energy moving, and consider how you can bring your own mentorship into a format like this.
So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to work with someone who's ready to have a breakthrough around what they're charging. Una, come on up. Let's give Una a big round of applause. And Kat, would you grab a chair for me? Hi.
Hi, this is terrifying. Holy shit.
Don't you love how real she is? You bring a lot of presence with you.
Thank you.
You really do. Is there somebody who could take notes for Una? You want to pick someone?
Connie.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. So tell me, what's your program? What's your 6-month program? What are you thinking of charging? Just tell me what you know about it.
What I know about it is, well, I can tell you what I provide because I'm pretty comfortable with the package.
Great.
2 1-hour sessions a month, a half an hour 20-minute check-in session on phone or Skype. Okay. So it's like another mini session. And then also email support. And then there's like the 4th week, there's a special integration email they send me that I'll comment on.
Great.
But
so
there's
pause
also
for just a
emergency
moment.
email support, so it's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So notice that she started out by explaining the service delivery of the offer. She explained what people are going to get. Now, I used that as an example when I was just doing my little hurrah up here. So understandable. However, what I want to, it's like one of those do what I say, not what I do type of things. But what I've been training you guys on is to not start with a service delivery of an offer, but to start with the results that your clients are going to get. So tell me what your clients are actually going to walk away from at the end of is it 3 months or 6 months?
It's 6 months
Okay.
or 12 months.
Great.
They're going to walk away with significant progress healing chronic illness, and based on like a program of self-empowerment and really understanding like the spiritual roots of this illness, so that their lives are really transformed and the clients I work with really grow through this program.
Wow. So tell them, look out at them and say, if you have a chronic illness, we're going to help you get to the spiritual root of that and actually heal it as much as we can in the 6 months, or however you would say it, with confidence. Like, tell them.
If you have a chronic illness, specifically autoimmune disease is the niche that I'm going for because I'm really passionate about that. But I, of course, work with all kinds of chronic illness currently. We're going to get you to the spiritual and emotional roots of why that's happening, what you're wanting to create in your life, and what's stuck, so that you have huge personal growth and transformation through this experience. So your illness actually becomes a gift supporting your evolution.
Let's all breathe.
And well, from doing that, you get to do a lot of healing. And I do have people who completely, I just had a woman graduate from, it turned into like 13, 14 months, but she came to me with an undiagnosable autoimmune disease that she was paralyzed.
She was her body was paralyzed.
She was, yeah, not fully, but largely paralyzed. There was very little she could do with her body.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened once you worked with her?
She is right now about 98% better and improving quickly. And she's saying that she feels done with the program. She's ready to just phase into a maintenance program with me.
And so tell me what that's meant in her paralysis. Does she still have some paralysis happening, or?
She has a little bit of difficulty with well, actually, the last remnants of her brain not being able to control her muscles is leaving. She said, like, we've just kind of gotten to that last piece where she's regaining those last little bits of control, and she says it's over.
And so how paralyzed was she when she first came to you?
She came in, she was able to walk and get to the session, but I had to open the door for her. She couldn't really open doors for herself. She couldn't, she could pick up a cup, but she couldn't bring her own water. I had to give her a really light cup of water. It was very hard for her to grip. And actually the first time she couldn't pick up her water because it was like on a table here and it needed to be right here.
Okay.
Like she was.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You worked with her for about a year.
Yeah.
And she went from literally not being able to open up a door or pick up a glass of water from her side to the point where now a year later she has 95% full function.
Yeah, more than 95. I mean, she's feeling like she said, now even my fingers, everything's coming fully back online.
Okay.
And she said to me, I think I'm done with your program. I think I'm healed.
So, wow.
Yeah.
So, do you want the truth here?
Yeah.
Humility's not your problem.
I don't know what to say to that.
All right. Tell me, honey, what's in the way of you believing how powerful this is for people?
I totally get how powerful it is for people. It's really hard for me to think about talking in front of groups.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
Yeah. What comes up?
I mean, I'm claiming to be able to do things that I'm not supposed to be able to do. And so, like, all along I've known I could do special things, but people around me I had a lot of negative messages about it.
Yeah.
And so I've had to really stay underground with it and be very careful about how I moved to California partly because I can because of the Health Freedom Act, I can say that I can heal things. Yeah. And that wasn't even legal to say in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. 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 So let's just all go with her, because some of you have some of this coming up for you too, some version of this story, right? Where it's like, I'm actually doing things for people that I'm not supposed to be able to do. I'm providing a service to people that nobody told me was possible as a child. And to some degree, some, ancestor and or other life of my soul, I wasn't able to live with this gift, right? These were the gifts that we were slaughtered for in other lifetimes, and
that's the problem,
sitting on the shoulders of our ancestors. And I want to reframe it, honey. I want to reframe it from being a problem, because as soon as we make it a problem, it creates a wall that we don't have any control over. So just keep breathing.
Can I have a Kleenex from somebody?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I want to leave, you just leave them on the corner. Thanks, Abby. Kleenexes come flying. So, if there was one thing you could get off of stage, knowing in your body, that would support you to go out and make this offer to people and stand up in front of people with more confidence, what do you think it would be?
Well, if I can feel like, so I have a lot of confidence when I'm in one-on-one sessions. If I could feel like I was just giving the whole room kind of the gift of a session where I just allow my work to come through me, and it wasn't really about, am I going to sell? Then I think that would feel very natural and easy.
Awesome. Awesome.
And I am a little challenged to know how to do that, because what people do get from me is very much, I don't really know how to do it outside of the one-on-one stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you charging?
Right now, $397 a month, and yeah.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, I know it's totally worth that, and 1 being like, I have no idea if people are going to really keep paying me that. Where are you?
I'm feeling that I'm not charging enough.
Yep.
And I'm feeling also like, and I'm also feeling like it's hard for me to trust, because I don't have my money handled. It's really hard for me. Like, I feel like, should I be charging this just till I get a couple more clients, you know?
Yeah. What if you charging that much and not feeling aligned with it is actually keeping clients away from you?
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, I feel more aligned with $497.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's actually that the real price, like $597, would be a more real value.
Yeah.
But I could feel better about $497.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It would be hard for $597 to come out of my mouth.
Yep. Yep.
And
yep.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So, if I had an autoimmune disorder and I was struggling, and I met you, and I heard your stories, $497 would be like a killer deal.
Yeah, I do think it's a killer deal.
Tell them that.
It's a killer deal. Come on.
All right. All right. So, what if your speaking engagements looked a little bit more like this?
You mean like in interviews? I can be interviewed. I'm okay with that.
No, what if you were doing the healing with one person at a time, with the room feeling in on the conversation?
Well, it's what I do is a lot. I mean, yeah.
Or what if you
okay.
were, yeah, like doing a healing with someone on stage?
But I'm not just like I work with remedies over time, so it's like that's not going to happen. I can't. I do work with journey too, so that
you
could
work
happen
with
on
journeying?
stage. Yeah,
There you
and
go.
so that can be an onstage healing. It's a little like you never know what's going to happen.
I
in the
know,
journey.
isn't that crazy?
They're all different.
I know, they're all so crazy. I don't even know what's going to happen. And
They can be very weird.
maybe that's part of it.
Oh, are you volunteering, Connie?
No, yeah, you know how remember we said I would be a good plant because I get so
Oh,
into
yes.
people's programs. You could have me as a plant.
Okay. But you might, your journeys might scare people, honey.
I'm curious, what's the,
And I say that with, because they're so amazing. No,
What's
that.
what's the shortest journey that you could do? Could you do like a mini journey for somebody in a couple of minutes?
I don't know. I feel like maybe I'd have to experiment with that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like.
You want to experiment right now?
Oh, shit. I don't know if I can collect myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we just try for a couple minutes and see?
Okay, I need to do one thing
Take a
first.
couple breaths.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
call in some.
Yeah. So take a couple breaths and see her through your love lens. And I'm curious, raise your hand if you have some sort of an autoimmune disorder or chronic.
What is an autoimmune system? What would be an example?
Good
It's like
example.
I have hyperglycemia, but it's not really like lupus would be
So when the
Oh,
anytime the body is the immune system is attacking the body,
Anytime the immune
Yeah.
system is,
chronic fatigue,
Yeah.
diabetes,
yeah.
many of those things you mentioned.
Yeah. So you don't have to do or be anything other than what you are doing right now on stage in your signature talks or whenever you get up in front of people. Okay? How you're being right now is what your people are going to want from you.
Yeah.
Your credibility is shining through. Your humanity is shining through. We trust you inherently. Look out at them. We trust you inherently. We know that you actually wouldn't have the capacity to lie to us. Like you really karmically wouldn't get away with it. We just know that. Okay?
Well, I
so
wouldn't want to.
you have our hearts completely. Can we bring someone up for a couple minutes? You could
Shauna's
play with?
volunteering. I'll play with Shauna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Shauna, come up. Let's give her a big round of applause. Let's grab her a mic. All right, so can you tell the audience, Shauna, what have been some of your biggest health challenges? Like if you'd be willing, tell us just like one or two of like the scariest health moments.
So I have had issues with my lungs pretty much my entire life. And like even currently, I'm having some issues with my lungs. And before coming here, I was concerned that I might not be able to come here because of problems with my lungs. I had pneumonia right before the last ELA conference. And it's like, it flares up. So whenever I get sick, it tends to just go there. And then it can be really scary because I'm just feeling like, okay, it's chronic. It comes back. I get sick every winter. This time it surprised me in the summer, but every winter, ever since I was a baby.
And how
I
many
just had this, so.
how many weeks does it take you out?
It can take me out like a month.
A month.
Sometimes it will linger.
And
Like I was so proactive this time. I was like, I cannot be sick. I have to go. I have to be there. And so I was like, doing my nasal spray and then I forgot about my inhaler. I don't
and can
have
you feel
asthma.
Can you feel it in your body right now?
Yeah,
Where do you feel it?
right here.
Okay. So Una, will you just guide Shauna and let's just
Yeah.
all go with, because this is actually the time to boost up the lungs anyway.
Wow,
We're
this
at
is
a
gonna be a
speaker
powerful
retreat
journey
and
with all of them.
it's
This is
autumn.
deep.
So we literally are in the period of the year when we all should be boosting our lungs anyway. So Una, just play for just a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Can you, why don't you close your eyes and settle into your inner space and just let yourself go into your lung space and feel whatever you're experiencing there, whatever your lungs want to say to you, or just let yourself fully experience what's happening in your lungs. And when you are experiencing something or having an image or words or a feeling, just share that with me, please.
Heavy.
So put all of your attention on that heavy and just go into that feeling. What's happening?
I don't know. I just feel really emotional, and it's just a deep sadness that I don't even know why.
Yeah. So let yourself feel that sadness and know that it's safe to feel that now. You can just observe it. You don't have to get lost in it. Just be with it and allow it. Let yourself feel whatever you need to feel. And trust whatever comes to you. And what's happening?
I felt a shift of. It was interesting. It's a mix of wanting support, and but then this feeling of love came in.
Yeah.
And my lungs started to feel a little shift.
Okay, so put all of your focus on that feeling of the love coming in
Mm-hmm.
and that little shift that happened. Just let yourself really be with that. What are you experiencing?
I'm feeling that I am loved.
Yeah. Put all of your focus on that feeling. Just take it into the cells of your body, your entire body, and your lungs, deep into your lungs. Feeling how loved you are. And what's happening?
My lungs don't feel as tight.
Nice. Just let that continue to fill you. It's really important to take your time to let that fill you.
There's just a certainty that I am loved, and
Yeah.
it feels really amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So just take a few more deep breaths to pull that all the way into your cells of your body, your inner space. Just fill yourself.
Tell them to do the same thing.
And you can do the same thing.
Tell them what to do. Pull the love into their self.
Pull that love deep into yourselves, into every cell of your body, and just feel yourself glowing with that love. Feel that energy filling you, whatever that looks like or feels like for you. Are you feeling ready to open your eyes?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Teary-eyed.
What did you ladies notice in the audience? What did you notice? We hand this to Christine in the back row.
Yeah, except we need. There they are.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, really well done.
What I noticed the most was the pure, radiant shine and joy of Una.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was like magical.
It was exquisite,
It
was
was
it?
amazing.
Absolutely
and just
exquisite.
radiating with joy.
Yeah.
You create such a space of safety and energetic vibration that it's like holding a baby in a mother's hands.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
That was exquisite. And if you had been in the room, and we'll take one more share back here, Anne, if you had been in the room witnessing this, honestly, like I really want your honest feedback, would you have been curious about hearing an opportunity to have that same individual attention from Una? What, like, are you guys being honest? Yes. Tell her, we are telling you the truth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me look at your face, make sure you got it. Yeah, you got it. Back here, yeah. Cami.
Yeah. So one thing that I noticed was Una, when you were really just focused in on what you needed to be doing, and so I didn't feel or sense any nervousness at all. And Shauna, I mean, you know, to be willing. So you had a willing participant, and you knew who to pick, which I thought was really important. And but then also, like, if you pull back from that, I was watching you as well, Sage, and which I think is important for all of us, watching how you, in a very subtle way, were managing supporting her and then coaching her, and sort of the energy that you were holding. I'm not really exactly sure how to say it, but there was this multi-level thing going on that seemed really important to observe. So I'd actually like to go back and rewatch the video on this to see how you were pulling this all together in addition to what you were doing on stage. Yeah. So there's something about that.
Yeah, so there's a moment when it's appropriate to tie it back. And when you're doing one-on-one healing work on stage or one-on-one coaching work on stage, there's a moment where it's important to really hold this and to be aware that this is happening. It's the 3 levels of awareness that I was talking about yesterday. You've got your participants, you've got your environment, and you've got yourself. Okay, so as we get more skilled holding these different levels on stage, and I recommend all of you just start practicing. It's why Serena and Claire and I are pushing you a little bit of like, go book some signature talks, because even if 4 people come, there is no substitute for you ladies just getting up here and playing with the energy. What would it look like if I brought somebody up and did some coaching? What would it look like if I take some questions? What would it look like if I talk for a while and put them in a partner share? How does it feel? Because the more you do it, the more you start to have the experience of, oh, what's needed in the room now is blank. And until you start to have the experience for yourself, it's hard to trust yourself in front of bigger and bigger groups to say, you know what we need right now? By the way, this wasn't planned this morning. My team's all looking at me like, oh, you're bringing up Una now. I thought we were going to be going through all the steps to make a successful offer and going in groups. But I had the intuitive hit that we needed some depth this morning, and we needed to drop in together, and we really needed to look at like what happens up here that translates into someone actually giving you their credit card and saying, $497 a month is insignificant. I want the transformation that I just witnessed. It's not about the money. It's not about the dollar amount. Is this making sense? It's about you getting your gift, getting out of your own way and just giving your gift. And then having the gumption to put the price tag on it when people are going to call you on your cell phone. Be sure to turn that off. A couple more shares. Sharmila, let's grab you a mic.
When you're saying to tie back, you're not like while she's in this sacred space, Una's not gonna be tying back. And this is what I can offer in your. You're not saying what tie back. I'm not kind of confused on what.
There's magic happening up here.
So
we all felt it.
Just tying back into. You mean just like having the audience participate?
There was a moment when when there was a shift up here, right? There was a moment when this was stable enough. What was happening up here was stable enough that it was very appropriate. Una's guidance of, okay, now I actually want you to it's really important that you actually take the time to let that lovability, that I am lovable awareness, because we don't walk around most of the day, most of the month, most of the year actually having the awareness that we're loved. It's really important to take, now that we've captured that for yourself organically, it's really important that you take some time to breathe that in. There was stability up here. That was the moment when I intuitively felt, how powerful would it be if Una now turns to you all and says, I want you all to do the same. You all have love available to you. Take a moment to breathe that into every one of your cells, because every bit of healing that's happening up here can happen out there. All you have to do is open yourself up to it. We are one and the same. What's happening up here can happen out there. It's your choice. And for you to share that is all you need to do. Which is why this needed to happen before I teach you the steps to a successful offer, because the steps are stupid. And I say that with absolute respect for the steps. People don't spend $8,000 or $12,000 or $30,000 at the Women's Leadership Summit. We don't do $500,000 in sales at the Women's Leadership Summit because of the offer that I make. We do $500,000 of sales because of the transformation that gets created in the room. It is important that I stand up and stand in the value of what Entrepreneurial Leadership Academy is. It's really important. It's important that every woman in the room gets a chance to really feel how much I believe in the program and how much graduates believe in the program. But it's a sliver of the reason why people go to the back of the room and sign up for the program. The reason people go to the back of the room and sign up for the program is because this kind of energy happens on that stage too. And this is the kind of energy that actually sells people. Your offer is the brochure that people browse through with the sign on the dotted line formality of handing over a credit card. You need both. This is 80%, that is 20%. So I can teach you the steps to make an offer, and I'll be honest, you do really need to learn them. If you want to make great money in this industry, knowing the steps to stand and make an offer are essential. But an offer doesn't mean shit if it's not coming on the back end of you just standing up and being the woman that you know you're here to be. Doing whatever version is yours to do of what Una just modeled for us so beautifully. Let's see. I want to hear from you. How are you feeling about getting up and doing this?
If I had a buddy in the room, I think I could do this.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Because it's what I do, and that's where I, get connected. I mean, I raise that energy because I freaking love it.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you be willing to commit to doing some stage healings before the end of the year?
It's just funny to hear you put it that way.
Front of the room healings.
Yes.
Tell them I'm willing to commit.
I'm willing to commit to doing some stage healings before the end of the year. How many?
Say that one more
Come
time.
on.
Stage healings.
Stage healings.
Good question.
I don't know.
There you go.
They're saying 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell them I commit to 3.
What month is this? I commit to 3. Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
But yeah.
And are you so proud of her?
Yes.
And you did an incredible job going inside of yourself. That was masterful. That takes something to go so deep and so tender in front of. Can we give you one more kiss?
Thank you.
You guys gonna hold Una accountable? Yes. Yeah. How many of you are inspired to do your own version of a front of the room healing or consult in your signature talks? Raise your hand high. I want your hand up higher. Yeah, you. So here's the thing. This will make a huge difference for all of you. Okay, any of you who thinks or even has an inkling, I probably should do something like this on front of the stage because my coaching is going to be revealed. I know that I'm really good one-on-one. I highly recommend you do it because this translates into the offer for a discovery session, translates into people being like, I want to be up there. Not to mention that it's where your essence gets to shine through. Okay, so I highly recommend including this in your flow. Huge round of applause for Una and Shauna. Good job. Are you gonna charge? Can we charge for $497 a month?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So my challenge to you is to do 3 front of the room healings before the end of the year and go out and get 3 new clients before the end of the year at $497 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I might need. I'm a little scared about the finding places to talk thing, but so I need to get help on that.
Raise your hand if you can help her with that over lunch. Okay. Will you ladies that have your hands up remember to just help her brainstorm? And you've got the whole list of suggested venues that we give you in the ELA materials.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So that's going to be the big thing for you, right? Is like, it's one thing to get up here and do this, but 50% of the work is actually getting people to show up, and that can sometimes be the scariest work.
Yeah.
And that's where you text your buddies and you go, I'm making some of those scary phone calls today to book a talk, shaking in my shoes over here, just remind me why I'm doing this, and you really hold yourself accountable to that. Okay?
Okay.
All right, one more kiss. Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you can give that to the back of the room. Yeah, one. Take one away. Take one away for me. That would be really wonderful. I probably shouldn't talk like that on stage. That's not a good stage voice. Okay, this is perfect. So let's pop up the slides again. Regardless of whether you do front of the room healings or front of the room coaching or front of the room intuitive readings, people want it. The world is hungry for magic. The world is hungry for a room full of silent people, exquisitely paying attention to one gorgeous piece of inner work. Do you have any idea how hungry people are for that level of healing? We live in a world where everything goes so fast. All right? Take the time to slow things down on your stage.